Hello, Libra. Thank you so much for being here, you guys, and happy Valentine's Day. All right, Libra, very interesting pull here. So you're either the rebel that wants to give up, or you're becoming a rebel because you're tired of not seeing what you want. I mean, that's basically it. Now, from Lee Vampire, rebellion, upstart, tumult, and revolution. And then from Chakra Wisdom, perseverance. Now, perseverance is telling you not to give up, not to quit before the miracle. It's saying that you may not see what you want materialize right now, but it's still there, that you need to continue working at it. But I think some of you may just be done being something that you're not. And that's where rebellion is coming through. Now, like I said, for some of you, it's the rebel that wants to give up. But, again, perseverance is saying don't quit. But yeah, I think here is your overall for the week. The Nine of Cups, what is really going to make you happy? So this week it's all about either getting your wishes fulfilled here or really looking at what happiness means to you. Now for some of you, you could be feeling really emotionally abundant right now. But then depending on what's going on, you could be drained though too. The other thing too with the Nine of Cups, right? Unrealistic expectations, needing to be careful about what you wish for. But we'll see. We'll see how this is playing out. But I get the feeling just by looking at this one, that this whole week is going to be about getting what you want. Now, okay, in the past, the Five of Swords. And like I said, I think some of you are just done. You're done being something that you're not here. Now, with the Five of Swords as the past coming through, we could be talking about, you getting caught up in a situation where somebody else is being shitty. This may be you doing this, being really pissed off at a situation. It is extreme miscommunication. There is also the intent to hurt with the Five of Swords. This is somebody who's willing to do whatever it takes to get what they want. But, it could be that you really had to fight to get to this place where you feel happy with what you have, right? And you weren't willing to give in or give up. Okay, now in the present, I'm telling you it's going to be one of those weeks. I think there's only a few that have not had the moon show up. So in the present, the moon. And with the Nine of Cups being there, yeah, it's not really being realistic. But, the other thing too is if you're getting to a place now where you feel abundant and you feel like you have what you want, it can be one of those things, well, who am I now? If I'm not constantly having to fight for the things that I want, what does that mean now? When we look at the moon, and like I've said with this many times, it is about the inner reflection. That's why it's connected to the subconscious mind. It's about seeing yourself in a distorted way, being confused on a situation, projecting anxieties and fears. The moon does not fully illuminate your path. I say that over and over again with this one. It is about getting clarity on things that, you are confused about, absolutely. But there could be some things coming up about yourself that you're having to face with the moon. And like I said, it has the feeling of, well, who am I now? What does that mean now? Especially with, what you're showing here in the oracle cards. And for some of you, you may have come out of like a really difficult situation and not understanding why it's even happening in the first place. Okay, future conditions, the Four of Wands, and I like it, and it makes sense now with the Nine of Cups being there, getting to a place where there's stability for you. The Four of Wands, but with the moon being there though, right now, if we're talking about relationships here, it could be a situation where there may be a little bit of confusion going on, and there may be like the untraditional kind of commitment here. Because when you look at the Four of Wands, usually it's like, families working to like build a home. And in some cases with the Four of Wands, it can suggest that, you're not living with a person anymore, right? You may be like moving out. Some of you though, with the Nine of Cups being there, maybe after a confusing time, you start to get to this place. The Four of Wands, though, is really about, reaching that milestone and starting to see things come together where you see stability. I mean, think about it. You start with the Ace, that initial spark, you lay down the plans, you act toward it, you wait to see how things are going to work out, and here you go. And you're at the Four of Wands, and it's like, great, and you want to continue working on this. But like I said, with the moon there, it kind of throws it off. But I have to wait and see here what's going on in your environment. Your best path to follow, tap into that inner strength to continue. I mean, even if you're dealing with like difficulties and miscommunications with the Five of Swords, I don't think that this is a situation that is over by any means, nor do I think you should quit. But then the other thing too is if, the Five of Swords is an issue where there's like constant like fighting, right? You want to be careful about, not getting too angry. Like I felt that immediately coming off of that, like you're pissed off and you're in it. Like, I don't think that you would allow somebody to like get away with doing something shitty, and that's where like that argument and ego driven like miscommunication starts to come into play. And now on the other hand, it's needing to tap into the strength to continue working at the things that you really want. Again, with the Nine of Cups being there. But needing strength. Okay. In your environment, the Queen of Cups, you know what I feel like? If we're talking about a relationship here, whatever that relationship is, it may be one of those things where you're like, I don't know why I'm emotionally involved in this if this is what I'm dealing with the Five of Swords coming through. But yet you still get to a place of stability. The Queen of Cups in your environment, yes, we could be talking about another person here. We can be talking about a water sign. But there is emotional involvement, and for some of you, it's really about you getting a little bit more in tune with your own emotions and how you're really feeling about, a situation where there may be some commitment involved, though, too, with the Four of Wands. But like I said, I kind of feel like for some of you, it's one of those things where, and it's because of the Five of Swords kicking this off, where I think that for some of you, you're going to get to a place here where I think you just want to like live apart, but like still be together. Because again, there's still emotional attachment there with the Queen of Cups, But it's like a question of, well, what is really going to make you happy here? I mean, do you really want to continue with the Five of Swords or, are you going to change this? But I don't think that it's something that you want to let go of. And again, because of the Queen of Cups being here. Now, your hopes and your fears, the Queen of Pentacles. The way that I say this is, for you, you're dealing with like two different parts here. There is like this emotional confusion going on as to why there's still an attachment to a really difficult situation, but then you're hoping to be practical. Now, on the other hand, I do think that for some of you, it's one of those situations where I think you may be considering leaving a really tough situation. I don't think that you're leaving it completely, though. But with the Queen of Pentacles, it's almost like I don't need this. Like I see her as a person that doesn't need anybody's help to create her own stability. I mean, think about it. When you look at the description of her, she knows how to bust her ass. She goes to work. She pays the bills. She takes care of the home, takes care of the kids, makes sure everything's, neat and orderly, right? She doesn't need anybody to help her do that. She doesn't need the King of Pentacles. She can do that shit on her own, And it may be one of those situations where you're like, you know what? Like, I don't need this. And like hoping to tap into, the practical part of yourself. But then the other thing too with the Queen of Pentacles is she is very nurturing. So if you're dealing with arguments though, it could be that, you're needing to get to this place where, you're thinking a little bit more practically about the situation and not letting emotions get out of control. But I think that for some of you, you're looking at yourselves going, I don't need this shit. Why am I doing this? But there's still attachment there. I think you consider leaving a situation, like I said, with the Four of Wands being there. But I don't think that it's over. And then coming out, the Three of Cups. Now, having the Three of Cups come out on this and looking at the Queen showing up, it could be one of those things where you have some people around you that are supporting you, because I'm not seeing this as a bad thing. Now, the Three of Cups tends to show up, though, when we have too many people involved in a situation. But like I said, normally this is the support group. These are the people who actually give a shit about what you're doing and want to help you out. And again, you're looking at wanting to get to a place of stability. And it may be that, these people are responsible for creating some happiness for you in a really difficult situation. Okay, so... And damn it, why can't the Three of Cups ever fucking be a good thing? Why is it always so difficult? I do think that you have too many people involved in this situation. And with the Page of Swords here, somebody may not be exactly telling the truth about a situation. But I think that you know that, but I think that you're choosing to ignore the situation. Now, it could just be that, again, the miscommunication is still coming through here with the Five of Swords. We could be talking about, the people in your life. Like, this could be friends and family members, people who are, like, getting involved in a situation here and, like, almost making it worse. And then you have the Devil coming out. Which, again, I kind of go back to this feeling of the Queen of Pentacles where, like, you're hoping to, like, tap into this because you don't need this. Because when I look at this Devil, she's trapped. But she has the key to unlock herself from this situation. Man, but ultimately, right, like, what is really going to make you happy here? And I don't, like I said, I think some of you are thinking about, like, possibly living on your own. And like I said, the Four of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles is what's sticking out here. And I think that's ultimately where you're going to be more happy if you can't get to a place here where there is honest communication. Because between the Page of Swords and the Five of Swords, it's not happening and it's continuing. But I do worry about the people that you have around you that may be instigating more. And it's not a good thing. And I worry that some of you may be ignoring the situation with the Two of Swords. Now, on the other hand, right, like, you have to question what information comes out of the Page of Swords. You may have, like, an outside person coming through that may be telling you something. But, is it with the intent to cause more problems than what you already have to deal with? And like I said, with the Two of Swords, it's one of those things where it's like, I can't, how am I supposed to take it, or how am I supposed to make a decision on the information that's coming through if I'm not really sure on whether or not this is, like, good communication, because the truth, right? But then with the Devil coming out, it's like, ugh, no. Still being stuck with a negative situation and not seeing it and not making the choice to get away from it. And it may be because there's a commitment involved, though, too. I mean, we're not looking at the Hierophant, but I kind of get that with the Four of Wands sometimes. Especially if we're living with other people, And I do think that right now with the Moon in the Queen of Cups, it's like, why am I doing this? Why is there emotional attachment? Because I don't think you need it, But, right, the heart wants what it wants. And again, what is it that you really want, right? And then possibilities. Yeah, there are different possibilities with this situation. But like I said, what I worry about is other people, like, kind of like butting their nose into a situation that, they may not be giving very helpful advice, and I think it's making it difficult for you to choose, what is really going to make you happy. Because with the Devil being there, again, there's attachment, like all the way around here. Now, patience, needing to have some patience here and not getting angry or involved in these kind of miscommunications again. Earth is like really needing to go outside and spend some time with nature. But with winter, not that easy for all of us. But, you know, like I said, with the Queen of Pentacles being there, it's like being a little bit more down to earth and being a little bit more practical about things and what your possibilities are, you know? And maybe there is a possibility here that things can change where it doesn't feel like you're trapped in something that you know is not healthy for you. Weird. It's a weird reading, Libra. You guys are going to have to tell me what's going on here. Let's take a look at Whispers of Love and see what messages there are coming through. I don't necessarily feel like this is a situation, like if we're talking about a relationship, that somebody's cheating. Because I'm not seeing the Seven of Swords. Like I said, I'm not seeing the Ten of Swords. I don't think that this situation is over by any means, but I think it might be an unhealthy situation. But I think that there may be people involved that may have good intent. But with the Page of Swords, it's almost like, you know, what I like to refer to as the cackling hen syndrome. And then love is all around you. There is love everywhere all the time. Simply acknowledge this as truth. So you still have love around you, even though you may be dealing with extreme miscommunications going on. And I think that you're involved in it. Like, you're not going to let somebody tell you this and that and the other thing. Oh, hell no. I don't see you backing down from a fight ever. But like I said, you know, it's like one of those things where there's this confusion as to why you're still emotionally involved in this, you know, and maybe possibly needing to get better in tune with your own emotions. You know, and the other thing that I feel like too with the moon and looking at the devil is, you know, if you're looking at why you're involved in situations like this, it's one of those things where you need to ask yourself, why is it that you're attracting it? You know, what is deep seated in the subconscious mind that needs to be ripped up, right? So that you're not involved in these situations anymore. But, you know, having patience and perseverance, right? It's the same thing, like having patience. What you want is right around the corner. But I'm telling you, like, it's not that easy. Like, it's not that easy. You know, but I do think that with rebellion, you are done being something that you're not. All right, Libra, so this one it's different. I'm picking up a lot of different things looking at this. There are so many different aspects to this. But first of all, with the Nine of Cups being the overall, we're talking about what is really going to make you happy. And that is the ultimate question here. But I think you've got so many different things going on that you're starting to question it. With the moon being in present moment, and again, with the Queen of Cups being in your environment, it is questioning your emotions for sure. And questioning why there's still an emotional attachment to a situation here that is just like negative. But I don't think that you're backing down from this at all. You know, and with the Four of Wands coming out, it could be about like being confused on how to get to a place where there's stability and abundance, and that's what you're trying to reach. But I do pick up, though, that for some of you, it may be a situation here where, like, you're still going to be emotionally involved in this, but you're not going to be with the person, right? Like, you're going to be out on your own here, and that's where, like, the Queen of Pentacles stuck out to me. Because she didn't need this. You know, and I don't think you need it there. And it's really about you thinking practically about the situation. But then I do think that there are things that need to be like ripped out of the subconscious mind. All the beliefs that you have that are not helping you, but needing to be a little bit more in touch with your own emotions. But again, like I said, there's like this confusion as to why you're still involved with this. Now, the Three of Cups and the Page of Swords. I worry that you may have like people that are instigating, you know, this situation here, right? And like maybe that is what's becoming clearer here in the outcome. But I think that some of you are choosing to ignore it, and I think that you know you're in an unhealthy situation, but I think you choose to stay with it. You know, and again, because with the Four of Wands, I think that there's commitment there. But like I still get the feeling like you're not going to back down, you know, but like I said, it makes me wonder if there is somebody or, you know, some people that are like creating unnecessary conflict in a situation for you where you are already had enough. You don't need any more. Now, on the other hand, You know, these may be the people coming through that may be trying to help you get back to a place of happiness, but they're not quite doing it the right way. And I don't think that you're listening, though, either. Because, like I said, with the Moon and the Queen of Cups, there's an attachment there. Now, the rebel that wants to give up, or you're done being something that you're not here, and you're becoming that rebel. But, you know, like I said, I love it when people go against what society thinks is normal. But if you're not seeing what you want out of a situation, don't give up with perseverance. And then you have this constant message of patience. And it's funny because it comes up with strength too, right? And needing to have that strength to persevere. But it can be difficult, and like I understand. But like I said, you guys are going to have to tell me what the hell is going on here. Because the Moon being there, yeah, I mean, it's confusing for me, and I can't even imagine what half of you are going through. Patience, earth, and possibilities. Having patience with the situation, but then also needing to get back to like a place of, you know, again, with the Queen of Pentacles, being practical, thinking practically about what the possibilities are for you, right? What is going to ground you? What is going to make you feel more secure? And what is going to make you happy? Now, again, have patience because love is all around you. So, you know, if this is a situation on whether or not you're questioning on staying with a relationship or needing to move out, I think some of you need to just have patience, you know, especially if you're coming out of like a heated argument, you know, and that's as far as relationships go. But you still have love around you, but for some reason, Libra, this week you're just going to have patience, and I'm shocked Temperance didn't show up. But I think the reason why it didn't is because you've got other people that think that they know better on what you should be doing.